Bonjour à toutes, bonjour à tous. Bienvenue pour cette interview qui concerne l'introduction en bourse de la société Caléon, à la fois à la Bourse de Paris et en Italie. On reviendra tout à l'heure dessus. Gilberto Borromeo, donc il est Executive Vice President, donc comme il ne parle pas bien français, on va plutôt faire l'interview en anglais, bien évidemment. Ce sera sous-titré en français sur vos écrans. Good afternoon, Gilberto.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, no problem. Could you please first introduce yourself and Caléon, its history, its activities?
So Caléon was born in 1993 with the sole purpose of managing the assets my family owned and still owns on Lake Maggiore. Then throughout the years, we started developing the business, especially in the last 10 years. We started adding to just the ticketing, food and beverage, hospitality, and other services. We then added new venues, always in the Lake Maggiore area, to our portfolio of venues managed, reaching 6 in 2025 when we opened the Castelli di Cannero after 6 years of major renovation.
And what are different assets Caléon owns today?
The different assets that Caléon manages. It doesn't own any of the asset, as we are an asset-light company. The company pays a rent to the owners of the assets and manages all the touristic features that rotate around these assets, so bars, restaurants, hospitality, and so on and so forth. We have 6 assets, as I said. Isola Bella, which is the jewel on the crown, big island in front of a town called Stresa, then Isola Maggiore, another island, Isola Madre, another island. Then we have Rocca di Angera, a castle on the Lombardy part of the lake, Parco il Motterone, which is 500 hectares of mountain always in the area, with a private road that stretches for 9 kilometers. In there we have a ski resort, a restaurant, a bar, an adventure park for kids and adults. Then we started managing in 2017 Parco Villa Pallavicino, in which there is a garden and a factory with animals you can interact with, and most recently Castelli di Cannero, that are it's this medieval fortress on the lake, because it's an island that was just renovated and just opened to the public 6 months ago.
Can you tell me? Can you tell us what you call asset-light model?
Asset-light model means that Caléon doesn't own any of the assets it manages.
Okay.
It pays a rent through long-term leases, and we're actively searching for new venues to manage. And the Caléon will offer a long-term lease. At the moment, the lease is of 15 plus 15 years in total for the existing assets, so 30 years in total. These contracts are made in front of a notary in Italy. The rent in this case is fixed, and it just has a revaluation on the CPI index in Italy.
Where the main revenues come from? Is it ticketing, catering, housing?
So 74% of the revenues come from ticketing, 13% from food and beverage, and then we have the other activities that account for the rest. We are pushing a lot on hospitality and events. Hospitalities, we're gonna go from 11 apartments to 40 in 2027, and events, we just strengthened our management with 2 new figures to increase the number of events we're hosting in our venues.
Okay, and how many visitors do you have per year?
In 2023 we reached 1 million visitors, and 2024 and 2025 were around 970,000 visitors.
And it's local tourists, or
28% of the tickets sold are sold to Italians, the rest foreigners, with around 20% of French, which is after Italians are
Yes, we're near.
the most present country in our venues.
And how could you attract foreign visitors, foreign tourists?
Well, the IPO, for example,
yeah.
is an interesting marketing exercise, because since we started this process and the news went public, we started receiving a lot of attention in the press. But we have a marketing team that we started developing it in 2018, and it's still in the developing. But through them, we try to promote the territory and our assets through digital marketing, newspapers, events, exhibitions, and so on and so forth.
And so, why do you want to coach both in France and in Italy?
As I said, we chose also France because 200,000 French people come each year to our venues, and this means that there are 200,000 potential investors that have touched by hand the work we do and the quality of our assets. And the French investors tend to be more used to invest in luxury goods, and we consider ourselves and Courtois Tourism as a luxury good.
And so what is the aim of this IPO, and what is the amount?
The aim of this IPO is to raise around 15 to 20 million euros. The use of proceeds will go to the development of new venues. This meaning that in the next 2 years we want to add around 4 venues to our portfolio, and each one of these venues obviously depends of which kind of venues we're talking about. If a castle will be more capital intensive, a garden less, but each one of these venue based on our experience could need up to 4 million euros in investments. So this is why we're searching for from 15 to 20 million euros.
Yeah. So how will be used the funds raised, and how it will help your company to grow?
So with the funds, we're going to invest in the venues, trying to exploit all the potential they have. This means that a lot of venues, they're probably not marketed properly. They don't have all the services needed. For example, we're looking into a very profitable venue in Veneto, which already has 100,000 visitors, but it doesn't have a cafeteria, doesn't have a bookshop, and the
transportation, maybe
also transportation.
Between the islands.
Exactly. What we are going to invest on a lot in the following years, it is transportation, because at the moment we are dependent on public transportation and taxi boats, and to offer our customers high quality service, we want to enter that market too, and we will enter. We started ordering new boats, and we started partnering with local companies on the lake.
Yes, it's also. And did you already think to external growth or not?
Yes, we have been. We partnered with 2 associations in Italy called ASI and Grandi Giardini Italiani, and we started in April. We received an excellent feedback with over 15 venues that came and knocked on our door, and at the moment we are looking with a lot of attention to one. We are in deep talks in this month, and hopefully it will come to a positive end.
Okay, and how do you think you could increase the visitor flows?
The visitor flow could be increased, especially through marketing. That's why our marketing team is there, and that's why we've been investing in marketing. But honestly, also by offering very high quality level of services, it will attract more and more customers. Also because Lake Maggiore is often considered as a lucky cousin of Lake Como, which is more famous abroad, but unfortunately we didn't have that Cluny effect Lake Como had, and foreign investment was lacking. Hopefully also the IPO will show the world the beauty of Lake Maggiore.
And how could you deepen visitor engagement and increase average revenue per capita?
So
I think it's not simple because
it's not simple,
you have
but
big margins.
Yes.
So you have big margin on how So how could you do this?
Exactly. So what we're doing, what we've been developing in the years, was trying to upsell to each one of our visitors something. So we're not selling just tickets. We want the customer to come, buy the ticket, obviously, and then stay in to have a coffee, stay in to sleep in one of our apartments, stay in to have dinner in one of our restaurants. We also offer exclusive services such as after hours visits. So in a small group, you can see the museum and the garden and have an aperitivo, just you and your group of friends, or a small group or a small organized group. And then adding to this also the transportation, the private cruise to go around the lake to see all the spots you can have on in this place.
Okay, so I come back to the IPO and your company. Have you forecasted to give dividends to investors?
Yes.
And yes, so okay, so could you tell us the payout ratio?
The payout is going to be 50% of the net income.
So it's huge.
Huge.
It's huge.
And starting from the fiscal year 2026, this means that the first payment will be in 2027.
27, yes, for the payment. Can you tell us the schedule of the IPO and the schedule?
So the schedule.
Yes, so the IPO has begun.
Yeah, the IPO roadshow has begun. The book will close on the 26th at noon CET. And the bell ceremony will be on the 1st of December.
On the 1st, yes. And both in Euronext Growth Paris.
And we are going to be the first one in the Euronext environment to have this kind of dual listing.
I just have a question.
Yes.
Is Caleon dependent on the use of patents or licenses or something like that?
No.
You don't have all this?
No.
Okay, and so why should people invest in Caleon?
Because the culture, the Italy, unlike the rest of Europe, doesn't have any natural resources, but we don't have oil, gas, this kind of economies, but we do have culture, we do have heritage. Our heritage is something that is not exportable abroad. Yes. Italy, like France, will always be a touristic destination, and the market is very fragmented. We want to act as a consolidator of this market, and the potential of the market itself is huge. There's a lot of work to do, but this means that also the potential is very big.
I've read that some historical residences and gardens are actually undermanaged and lack the resources to unlock their full value. Notamment, especially in Lazio. So how could you change this?
By creating a network through all these venues, we can also somehow teach people that come to Italy that there aren't only Rome, Florence, and Venice. There is a beautiful country, a beautiful places, just 1 hour away from Rome. As you mentioned, Lazio, there is the region of Tuscia, which is full of tourist attractions that are not marketed properly. And
you think Caleon
could be a solution to this problem. Obviously, Italy is huge. We can take care of all the venues in Italy, but for sure, we can do our best in this very fragmented market and set an example in a market that can be very profitable, as our income statement shows.
Have you thought to do this in France or in Switzerland or in some countries near Italy?
Yes. We obviously gave that a thought, and we don't want to stop just in Italy because Europe has an immense potential. It would be great to go abroad. The first two venues we've been looking at were in Italy, but that doesn't mean we want to look in Switzerland or France or Spain, whatsoever.
Okay, so just to come back to the IPO, the price will be between 4 and 4.5.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so you have to go to in my account, IPO, and then you click on Caleon, and then you just have to shut down the number of shares you want to buy. And the results will be on the 26th of November, and the first close on the 1st December.
Wearing the bell ceremony.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.